It was good. Now that everyone's gotten the opportunity to actually read the chapter, let's talk about it. I'm just going to give you a few opinions and my thoughts of the overall chapter. So, the aftermath, right? So, first of all, Ishiki is going to attack Konoha and he's going to die. The reason why is because he needs to die in order to revive himself completely in a body that is necessary. So, I think the 3 day span that he's talking about, if the writer was clever, would actually use the 3 day span in order to create a fight that will last 3 days. And that would basically mean that obviously Konoha is going to be destroyed because Naruto and Sasuke are evacuating the civilians so they can go all out. And this is actually a very good plot because this is the reason why, okay? And if the creator, if Ikimoto and Kodachi were very creative, this is what they would do, okay? Remember, Naruto has always been based in Konoha and we haven't really gotten to see much of the villages. We've gotten a few glimpses here and there, okay? So if the creators are very creative about this, what they could do is this: because of the fight that ensues in Konoha between Isshiki, Naruto, and Sasuke is going to last 3 days. And then at the end of the 3 days, Naruto and Sasuke, one of them is going to be out, right? And Isshiki most likely is also going to be dead. But then last minute, before he dies, he does some Madara shit and then he manages to somehow etch his Kamen Kaki. And then he gets killed or something like that, which is not going to be possible because of his strength level, okay? So what happens then is Konoha gets destroyed, and then Boruto now no longer has a home or a place to live. And so he furthers his studies and betters himself for when Ishiki arrives in Kawaki by basically traveling around the world with Sasuke. Like, that right there is the biggest dream that I have, that I hope they actually do. Because since Naruto was always based in Konoha, if Boruto was also based in Konoha, that would be boring as hell. So if this guy was to travel the entire world, that would be perfect. If he was to live in another village, that would be perfect. If we started to get to know other people outside and we could actually have cast members, not all based in Konoha, but outside of Konoha, right? That would be perfect. And then I think they've done enough introductions with the current cast that we know in Boruto's class to kill one or two of them off to give us some kind of shock value. And that would be absolutely perfect. That's what I'm yearning for. But I don't think it's going to go that way. What I think is going to happen though is some of the stuff that happened in the future glimpse that we got of Boruto actually fighting Kawaki, right? And that is Konoha destroyed. So I think it happened early on in the story, and then somehow Boruto, after he grows up, finds his way to Konoha to fight Kawaki again, because probably that is when that whole event happened. That's when Kawaki got etched the karma again, and that's basically where Ishiki beats Naruto. And that would make perfect sense if he says, I will send you to where I sent the seventh. Alright, so if that Kawaki is not actually Kawaki and is possessed by Ishiki or Sasuke, then basically what that means is that the conclusion of the fight that Ishiki is going to have with Naruto and Sasuke, something happens to Naruto and not Sasuke. And that would fit perfectly in with the plan of Konoha being uninhabitable anymore, and therefore all the civilians need to go elsewhere, and Sasuke is still alive and therefore decides to train Boruto. So in case if Ishiki or other Sasukes pop up, he has someone on his side. He has a replacement for Naruto, which would be Boruto. You get what I mean? Like, that's literally perfect right there. So yeah, that's the first thing I want to talk about. So the second thing is that people are asking me in the comments, how did Amado get Jiraya's DNA? Well, if you really think about it, Kara are good spies, right? So one way or another, they can somehow get into the village and out without being noticed at all. They're probably very good at genjutsu, so they can just hypnotize one of the civilians to go inside there, go into an abandoned building where Jiraiya used to live, and then just get his DNA, get his stuff with a lot of DNA in it, and come back out. They could easily do that. I mean, look at what Kashin Koji did to Katasuke, right? He hypnotized Katasuke to do his bidding. So if that is the case, then most likely that's exactly what happened. If not, then they probably traced Jiraiya to find out, all these adventures that he went on and collected DNA samples from wherever it is. So yeah, Kara are really high tech. So the smallest amount of DNA they can get, they can probably create something out of it, right? Now let's get on to the third point. The third point I want to make in this video is this, all right? First of all, Amado is necessary in order for Isshiki or Tsuki to etch his karma onto a person, because if that wasn't necessary, then all these experiments would not be needed. So here is the plot twist that could possibly happen, right? It's either Isshiki Otsutsuki is going to get Amado and force Amado to use one of the experiments that he has in his little bag to help him to etch the karma back onto Kaki, or this entire thing was a trap set up by Kara and they are willing to sacrifice their own people in order to do this plot twist and flip the switch on Naruto, Sasuke and the entirety of Konoha as a village. Imagine if the entire thing was just a plan, was just a show in order to flip the switch. That would be absolutely perfect. But I don't think the writers are that creative enough to do that. I don't know. Alright. So yeah, it could be that the whole thing Amado set up is a trap. Let me hit you with a final point, and this is quite unique, okay? So think about this. I think that Amado is the mastermind behind everything, and here's my reason why. First of all, we've learned that Amado is really good at manipulation. He managed to trick Kashin Koji, someone who is very smart, into thinking that he was designed to take out Isshiki Otsutsuki. That doesn't seem to be the case at all. Secondly, he managed to manipulate the entirety of Konoha. He managed to manipulate Naruto, Sahe, and Sasuke into thinking that Shikadai was in danger. Okay, that wasn't the case at all. And now, what I think that Amado is trying to do is to manipulate Konoha again. All right. Now let's look at the situation with Kashin Koji. He manipulated Kashin Koji into thinking that he was right to defeat Isshiki Otsutsuki. Turns out that Kashin Koji was only useful enough to basically draw Isshiki out of Jigen. That was basically it, right? So after that, obviously he goes on to his next plan, and I think that he's trying to use Naruto and Sasuke, right, to beat Isshiki Otsutsuki, or at least fight Isshiki Otsutsuki and weaken him till Isshiki is basically dead after the 3 days, or weakened enough for someone else to finish the job. That is the reason why he went into Konoha, because obviously after because he knows Jigen is very powerful, no one can take on Jigen, he gets obviously Naruto and Sasuke to fight Jigen, right? And that is the whole point with Kashin Koji, when they destroyed the air balloon and they set everything up for Karaki to be found and to be brought into Konoha, right? So because Karaki was brought into Konoha, that makes Karaki a target for Jigen to come and get. So Jigen came to get Karaki, and obviously the fight ensued, which was all according to Amado's plan. So then the fight ensues, Jigen gets weakened to the point where he needs to recharge, and then Amado then uses Kashin Koji to basically do extra damage to make sure that Isshiki is drawn out. Now we have a powerful Otsutsuki who no one can deal with, but the closest people who can deal with this Otsutsuki are Naruto and Sasuke. So what does Amado do? He goes to Konoha, claims asylum, manipulates them in order to get this asylum. He gets his asylum, which is one of his goals completed. And the second thing is, because Karaki is in Konoha now, again, basically what's going to happen is that Isshiki is going to pull up in Konoha, and Amado is going to make sure that Naruto and Sasuke sacrifice themselves in order to fight Isshiki Otsutsuki. That is the master plan. And guess what? If Naruto and Sasuke are dead and Isshiki is so weakened to the point where he can be killed by a regular person, regular ninja, like he was supposed to be, like the entire plan was supposed to be, then what happens is Isshiki Otsutsuki will die out of by the hand of someone else, not Naruto and Sasuke, because they would have sacrificed themselves in order to weaken him or even defeat him. And if Naruto and Sasuke are gone, then there's basically no one on the planet who has abnormal amount of chakra and power. And guess what? Amado has androids who can keep up with Naruto in his QB mode, right? So literally, Amado now is the most powerful person on the planet because he possesses that level of technology. So yeah, that's my theory right there. Amado is the mastermind behind every single thing, and everything is going according to his plan, bruh. And I hope that this is exactly what the case is, because these are the hints we are getting, and I hope that the writers and artists are smart enough to clock onto this shit. Maybe this is the plan. If not, then it would have been a huge letdown, because this would have actually been a good plan. Imagine the Dr. Gero of the Naruto universe was the mastermind behind the entire thing, and everything went according to his plan. If you look at it, that's exactly what is happening. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to leave a comment and a like to help boost my channel so it actually grows. Alright, with that being said, I have nothing more to say. The next video, I'm going to be answering the questions below. Bye.